shape a bar according to your personality.
Hello and welcome to the Top 30 podcast. This is Gastro Gurus, the show where we dive into the success stories of food and beverage professionals and learn about their journey and fiery passion for the industry. Today we are joined by Nicolas Fraile, co-founder of Pisco Bar, Concubine, XO, KL and Paloma. Nico's journey in the industry has started after moving to Malaysia from his home Spain. His love for social life is clearly represented in his work creating some of KL's most social bars. With 11 years of running Pisco and now running a total of 4 food and beverage venues, Nico strives to keep the creative game fresh and trendy. From Peruvian history to colourful visions, we discuss it all today with our guest Nicolas Fraile on Gastro Gurus.
All right, so I do have a list of questions that we're going to ask you. But first of all, you can just give us an introduction about yourself.
Okay, so myself, you know my name, Nico. Family name Fraile. Doesn't matter. Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, I'm running kind of 4 bars and restaurants in KL, which are obviously Pisco, there's Concubine, XO, and now also the F&B outlet of this place of Ascaro.
Okay.
Which is called Paloma.
Paloma.
Pisco is my first initiative, but actually I opened it up back in 2013, and then going to be 11 years ago. So we're going to have our 11th anniversary now in February.
Nice.
And but I don't come from this background. I just kind of was somehow dragged into the industry. Myself, I'm an engineer by career or academical career. I'm a kind of I was a consultant by profession, business consultant, and then I'm a kind of in a nightlife by devotion. So yes, basically, it was all started when I came to Malaysia. My wife, which is Malaysian, I met her. She had already a restaurant in KL, in near Havana, in Chancat. It's an Italian restaurant. I still survives.
Oh,
but she's not involved in that restaurant anymore. Anyways, so she wanted to kind of open a bar, less a restaurant. So we decided to kind of go into the F&B, but not from the restaurant approach, but from the bar approach. So when we opened, something was very much bar driven as opposed to restaurant driven. And the whole thing was that then Pisco came into the picture. Now the reason also why we chose the name Pisco is because also it stands for a particular drink that is from South America, from Peru.
Okay.
So Pisco is the same as you have champagne in France. Champagne is a region.
Oh, yeah.
So in South America, in Peru, especially in Chile, you have a brand. You have a type of a spirit, which actually technically is a white brandy. We come from grapes. Comes from it's like a similar thing as grappa, but it's used for many cocktails. So it's from a region that has a river called Pisco. There's a city called Pisco. There's a valley called Pisco, and the spirit that I produce there is called Pisco.
I want to ask you, what is this? There's a chimpanzee, or I think a monkey.
Okay, so this
Symbol.
no, that's something else, but that's her. So basically, the thing of Pisco is a Peruvian kind of a spirit, and it's very used in the cocktail industry for cocktails. The most famous is the Pisco sour. And then, but you have many others. If you go, you can do Pisco, same as vodka. Technically, you can mix it with anything that you want, to make drinks. So you have Pisco sour, you have different kind of style of cocktails. So, but it's basically essentially Peruvian originated. And we knew also a Peruvian chef, Miguel, is no longer with us. So he also kind of came up with a full menu of I would say Spanish, because of myself, I'm Spanish, Latin American dishes, but mainly Peruvian,
Okay.
So the typical Peruvian dishes are the ceviche, you have the anticuchos with some kind of skewers, have some kind of style of a stir-fried beef. The Peru actually has one of the bigger kind of Japanese communities outside of Japan. after Brazil. So I think it's the second biggest in the world. So they even have a style of food that they call Nico, which is a mix of kind of probably Latin, Peruvian influence and Japanese. So it's a lot of dishes that are very Japanese influence, no, in terms of they use soya and they use. So we wanted to go that direction. So then, so we have a drink called Pisco. We have and others Peruvian food, but we want to be kind of very much kind of food driven. We want to kind of portray the bar, so that's why we choose the name Pisco. The monkey is one of the national symbols of Peru. I don't know if you have this thing called the Nazca Lions.
Nazca Lions.
Nazca. So it's one of those formations of made, they don't know how long ago, maybe over 2,000 years ago, because you can see only from the air. So they have shapes of a monkey, they have a shape of an ant, they have a shape of an astronaut. So basically, there's so many theories that it comes from an outer space civilization.
Okay.
Basically, it's a very kind of old culture that make these lines. Same as in England, you have a Stone Age, things like this. So basically, that was very representative of Peru. It's also the national symbol of the Peruvian tourism office, things like this. So what to do with Pisco?
Yeah.
The monkey came along as part of that, just to keep it a bit of the relevance of to keep ties with Peru. But now, instead of Spanish, so it's not purely Peruvian. Also, so it's the whole thing about Pisco is to make it a bit more on the super Latin oriented Spanish. And also the style of bar is very social, no? And this probably that's my Spanish side, no? Spain, that you go somewhere to have dinner, and so it starts early with some tapa, then you continue for dinner, then you go for drinks, but you go back hoping it is very social environment. We like to eat also standing up. We go from bar to bar. We have our tables. We put the food, but we move around. We go to another table. So the whole thing of Pisco was reproducing kind of a style of culture, of sharing, of socializing, whereas you basically not a restaurant. So basically, it's what you call
a social space. Like everyone can just walk around.
Also it's we call it also a gastro bar.
Gastro bar, yeah.
Basically, the party was always so the drinking side was always very encouraged. And that's why we started having some DJs, we started having some bands, we started having movie nights. So it was always a very kind of a plural, open space to kind of be, not to be predictable every day, to be able to have different things, no?
Yeah, right.
Also, when it comes to music, also we have had Latin nights, to house, to techno, to samba. We have done carnival. We have done kind of so basically it has gone into so many different kind of genres that it's not a very fixed bar, no?
Yes.
So that for me is part of my culture that I don't want to. I want to have a space that brings people together, but that also changes. It's not like a place that is always the same, no?
Yeah. Like you never know what to expect with Pisco. I always feel like there are events happening or like DJ.
So that's a bit of a
different vibes. Yeah, that's amazing. How you got into the business? So you told me that like when you came here through your wife.
So basically,
exactly.
So I went from there, and then I started to kind of help her into the F&B. Then I opened the Pisco with her and with her sister. And then I started to kind of get very full on that, no? When you go full on, you start to kind of, you try to kind of shape a bar according to your personality, no? So basically, and for me, that's why I say I start to kind of make a lot of kind of approach to so many different people, no? From, so music musicians to kind of, even have a ukulele nice. I feel, okay, what do I want to have in a place, no? So sometimes I choose it. What do I feel like having? Why don't we have an opera night? Why don't we do movie screens on Wednesdays? Or why don't we do Latin bands here and there? Why don't we do a carnival? Why don't we do a sort of full OVHC? So basically, it's so I always wanted to run away from this concept of, which I respect, but there's many bars who are very driven by, okay, this is my identity. I'm a cocktail bar, or I'm a and it's only about cocktails, and it's only about guest shifts, and it's only about, for me, it's like, no, people, if you want the people to repeat, you want them to feel that they can, whatever they experienced yesterday, today they come again, because they have different friends and they want to go out. So it's not again the same repetition, it's not the same. And also when it comes to DJs, to bands, we try to alternate. People tell me, do you have a resident band? We never had a resident band, no? we always have bands that repeat eventually,
Okay.
but not. But I'm not going to kind of give you every Monday or every whatever is always this band. I mean, I always want to run away from that.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
also because of myself, like I want to put myself on a structure of it has to be like this because it's already been like this and it's been like this forever. I mean,
You're right.
I mean,
The element of
like-
surprise is absolutely.
yes. So that's a bit of that. So then, kind of Pisco kind of run for this maybe 6 years until we opened Concubine. And then, so basically myself, I wanted to explore more things. I wanted to explore more different kind of style of bars. I didn't want to grow in a corporate kind of a style of bar. I mean, there's many, usually from social to all the beer bars in town that they do a carbon copy of them, all the bars in different neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not happy my style. I mean, back again, I like this variety to keep a bit motivated and to keep a bit myself also entertained.
Yeah.
So I said, like, what can I do? So and bars come very much based on location, so what I'm saying by that is, so if you find an opportunity in, let's call it like a PTDI, no? Maybe a Spanish bar like Pisco wouldn't work, or maybe yes, but or maybe a heritage bar like Concubine wouldn't work. I mean, so my point is that okay, you try to understand, okay, this location, this may work, this suits the venue, this suits the space, so it didn't come somehow hand in hand with the location. So that's why we went into doing something like Concubine, which is more the idea of a real vibe, or you want to kind of still
to have that vibe.
I mean, you want to kind of keep that space that was make it beautiful, no?
Yeah.
So it's all about kind of trying to kind of go around that kind of idea of okay, this venue deserves that. Then XO came into place after, no? And XO was okay. In my mind, also there was a bit of a saturation of many bars that went along the way of Concubine on the kind of a style of a modern heritage, a bit more fun.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think Concubine was probably the area. I mean, we went in the right time, and it was a bit of a new wave of pioneers. I mean, there was previous bars before we were doing things that were very much cocktail driven.
Okay.
I didn't want to go cocktail driven. I want to have cocktail. I didn't want to go onto a bar that is renowned for cocktails. So basically, if you feel like having a beer today, be my guest. You want to have wine, you want to have a gin and tonic, you have a cocktail. I try to do the best we can, but we don't want to be kind of we are cocktail bar.
Yeah.
People at the beginning were, oh, you're a speakeasy. No, actually, we are trying to run away from a speakeasy. I want to be louder. I want to be.
Yeah.
So, but then there was few other bars that came somehow after following a bit of a kind of direction. And so when it comes to XO, we are okay. It's not really kind of a bar who kind of set up the volume a bit louder or the tone a bit higher, no?
Okay.
So XO was supposed to be okay, like a let's do again the new upgrading Chinatown as a let's go a bit more
Kind of like
kind of
stands out as
more energy, no?
Okay.
Was Concubine has a bit of a different level. I mean, there wasn't bars before, maybe they were approaching that, but we didn't last for long. I mean, there was one bar called Berlin before probably you arrived here.
Oh.
They were in Chinatown. They were very much Berlin techno kind of a style of bar. Had this, I mean, they are no longer indie. But so the whole approach of XO was okay. For now, okay, Chinatown has evolved. So the Concubine direction has been somehow already followed. There's a new. I mean, there's still something missing, in my opinion.
Okay.
So XO has to kind of go and feel that kind of.
Yeah, I feel like
that kind of
EXO completes Concubine
Exactly.
in a
So,
way.
so that's the thing. It's a totally different thing, no? So
Yeah.
they are related, but somehow they are
Yes,
very
it's an
different vibes.
extension, it's different vibe, but
I think that you go to Concubine, have a few things, and then you want to have a bit more. Okay, now it's time to. I want to get serious, no?
yeah.
So and we were thinking that's a natural feel for customers. They go there, they come early, have dinner, they have drinks, and maybe 1:30 they are okay. I mean, I want to go clubbing, no? And they were taking the Grab, going hotel, still after the train or whatever area. So yeah, so it means that there's something missing here.
No, you're in.
So basically, XO was supposed to kind of fill that gap and try to kind of bring that compliment that it was, in our opinion, was missing. Then it came. Then we came into Paloma based on our opportunity. We are passionate about sports. I think this is a great thing to happen. And so here we want to also kind of do a bar that is more social where people can play, but it's not like your typical place where you go play and you leave. It's make people also after they play, let them
like make a day.
day after it. No?
Yeah.
And this is very much on the aperitivo-driven kind of a style, very much day drinking, which is also something very popular in Europe now. Especially in Spain now, like there's so many people who are going out at 5 p.m. and then they go back home around 10 in the afternoon at night.
Okay.
And then there's people who goes from 10 onwards. So bars have somehow doubled their reach by providing for the day drinking side and the night drinking. No? So here, the idea was to go very much on the day drinking kind of approach, very social, very light spirits, like that. So very Aperol, gin tonic, nothing very heavy.
Would you mind sharing like some challenges that you faced starting in this business?
I guess is being able to kind of be with more people in the structure. No?
Yeah.
But challenges, I think staff. I think staff is staff comes. It's not just staff staff comes about process. No, I mean basically it's to implement or implement some ways of working that are independent from the staff. No, and nobody who's in the team they're able to kind of continue. No, like service. For instance. You have to create a culture of things. No, you have to create a culture of greeting, a culture of taking the drinks from the tables at a certain time, a culture of so all this is what is very time consuming to put in place processes when you are not there 100% of the time. But the challenges, I guess, is more very kind of also trying to, especially for a place like Pisco, no, it's how to keep yourself relevant after 11 years, no? For me, it's a bit of a miracle, no? How Pisco has lasting for so long when there's been so many other bars who have been going on, and there's competition from hotels, from other neighborhoods, but it's still there, no? And I think, the sense of community, the trying to keep with new ideas. When someone comes with an idea, can be internal, can be external, trying to always try to explore it. Maybe it's not the idea that you are more keen on, but with a different kind of angle, it may work. So I don't know. Basically, just try to kind of see, okay, this not exactly what I want, but let's reshape it and then So
explore it.
But I think the big challenge is to keep yourself new, no?
Yeah, new and relevant, and you've done that for 11 years now for Pisco. Well, that's just amazing. How do you keep up with the latest trends?
Initially, when we started both Pisco and Concubine, I was doing myself the marketing for a long while. It was my main area of responsibility. And I remember we went also into taking out of pictures on clients, social media, this, that. We also trying to kind of also look on trends, maybe, I don't know, if it's from Europe or from anything, things that you feel like this visually is trendy. It's trendy, but it's not a trendy, trashy trendy. This was a bit more my area of responsibility, and I don't want to delegate on that, on trying to identify some ideas or what I want for a new venue. But as you start to have more venues, probably I start to I hire for marketing position internally in Pisco, someone who can help us on that. We got a media agency after a while for Concubine. A media agency, media marketing, basically it's a team of people. It's a company. I have different people within the team. I have graphic designers. They have other marketeers, social media managers. They have someone also who comes with ideas. So, but I attend religiously all the meetings that are marketing related in all the venues. So, for me, this is the area I don't let go.
Okay.
But I'm passing the execution and the idea creation. At least the idea suggestion, I pass them over.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm always somehow want to monitor that. But initially, when we started Pisco, even Concubine, the first year and a half of Concubine and first maybe 3-4 years of Pisco, I was doing every single poster. Except it was an event where a DJ or someone comes with a poster on his own.
Yes.
But most of, I would say, 90% of our posters, all the visuals for Instagram or Facebook was coming from my side for a long time.
How do you go about, like you said earlier, the training and the serving and the training of the staff, basically?
Initially, also, I think that that hasn't been my area of thing. I mean, I've been, but there's I was doing. This has been more on the operations myself. There's always been some people in the operations. So we have a manager, we have my partner who are more into operations. But yes, it's I think my style eventually has been more into a culture rather than onto a proper trainings itself. I mean, there were some people who came to Pisco 6 years after the last visit because they're overseas and they came back and they were telling me, it's like, wow, your team remembers that I always drink after all spirits.
Wow.
And it's some team has been there, but they are, this is, as I say, part of the culture is something that you try to make sure that they address customers with a kind of approach that is a bit more personal. They know who they are, you talk with them. So basically, I mean, I think that's something that you want to create a kind of feeling of you are part of a social club rather than like a restaurant.
Just a retail place. 2 last questions. So, what advice would you give to new F&B owners? And give us a quote of like a favorite quote that you followed. Let's start with advice.
The advice, maybe kind of try to do a place that represents who you are. Do a venue that has a personal ties with you then you get also more attached probably. You understand how it works, you understand yourself, and I think it's at least some level of representation, no?
Quote time. I don't know, a quote you created, something you heard somewhere, you read somewhere that really sticks with you.
It was probably a review on TripAdvisor from a guy that I knew briefly.
Okay.
But he came to Pisco one time and he wrote on TripAdvisor, like, Pisco is a place where you walk in as a stranger and you walk out as a friend.
That was like the slogan of the place.
That's it kind of tells you exactly, it tells you that you are going in the right direction.
And that wraps up another episode of Gastro Gurus, where the flavors of life come to play. Today, we journeyed through the extraordinary world of our F&B heroes, discovering the passion and creativity that fuels the vibrant culinary landscape. We hope their stories have inspired you, tantalized your taste buds, and maybe even sparked a culinary adventure of your own. A big thank you to our amazing guest, Nicolas Fraile, for sharing his story with us. And of course, to you, our listeners, for joining us at the table of exploration and discovery. See you on the next episode.